I'm a specialist in data. I'm a specialist in converting that data into information and insight. For me, particularly looking at water quality, looking at flow of data, it's a case of getting all that data correct. Technology really is a tool to tell us what's going wrong and where and what we need to do in terms of capital infrastructure projects, changing operations, changing business systems, to really highlight where we target our need to solve some of the issues that we have to solve. I think a digital twin is one of the tools in the digital toolbox. And I think a lot of what a digital twin now is misunderstood. So if you have a room of 100 people, you'll probably get 100 different answers to what a digital twin is. Is it an asset digital twin? Is it an operational digital twin? So a good example of this, I love the digital twin of Valencia. I think it's brilliant. It was designed at an operational level, and it helps at that operational control system level. One of the questions I asked yesterday in the panel session of Pilar Conejos, who really was inspiring in creating that digital twin, was what's next? What's next? What's next? I think what was designed in Valencia was for a specific use case of a hydraulic digital twin of the water distribution network. We're seeing now the technology being used more and more. Some people are calling a model a digital twin. Some people are calling a digital support system a digital twin. We need to have a look and see where we can use it. We need to look at it from a use case point of view and what problems can we use a digital twin as opposed to another digital technique. And look at that in not just the short time scales, but more in the asset management time scales as well. So it's an incredibly powerful technique. It's one of the powerful techniques in the digital toolbox. And in England, we have a £104 billion delivery program of the next 5 years. If we don't use the digital toolbox in that, we're not going to be able to deliver it all. So how do we use digital technologies to make the outcomes that we have to deliver? How do we help to deliver that? So if I take a wastewater network, it could be, yes, we use modeling approaches to look at the wastewater network and apply where to build to make a smart wastewater network. We then, and that's more the capital asset design point of view, from the operational point of view, we wrap a digital twin around that for that operational insight, which is going to give us a very powerful tool to improve river health. If we can get there. Realistically, we should go a step further. So in the UK, we've got Section 82 of the Environment Act. My personal opinion was we should go a step further and can create a hydraulic digital, a river basin digital twin. And that's the sort of technologies we're seeing in the PERSE program, which is amazing and world leading. But we've got to be brave enough to do that. We've got to be brave enough to say we're not going to get it right first time. In fact, it may, like the digital twin of Valencia, take 10 years to deliver it. But unless we start, then we're never going to finish, and we're never going to get that benefit, that possibility of what is there and what we can do, and that will be the value. If you're going to install the instrumentation layer, you've got the modeling layer. For God's sake, get the value of what you're going to deliver. And there's an immense value there to help and improve the industry, improve everything. It's not going to solve every problem. In fact, monitoring and control normally highlights where the problems are for us to do. But in the UK, we're going to be delivering that monitoring at the same time as delivering solutions. So it's going to have to grow together, and we've got to get that awareness together as we bring in the assets and the digital toolbox as well. We've always got to be positive, of course we do. Can we do something? Yes. As part of my job at AtkinsRéalis, I work as a visiting professor at the University of Exeter. And when I talk to my students, I go, okay, the water industry may look a bit challenging right now, but think of it the other way. Think of the opportunity. So there are engineers coming in the next 2-3 years that are going to have opportunities that engineers haven't had in the past decade or 2 decades to help solve the problems of the industries. With the Urban Wastewater Treatment Directive, the revised Urban Wastewater Treatment Directive, we've got even more opportunities. It's an amazing. I'm full of slight trepidation, slight fear, but a lot of excitement over the next 5, 10, 15 years of what we can deliver. Part of that's going to be our traditional construct, civil concrete. Part of that's going to be nature-based solutions. Part of that is going to be within the digital toolbox. And how do we take the best advantage? And that's the sort of world we're in right now. How do we make the best with the tools that we've got? And I suppose every generation has done that. Mm-hmm. But how do we've got a challenge right now, especially in the UK. How do we help solve the issue? And it's going to be over 5, 10, 15, 20 years. It'll see my career out, I'm sure. But it's actually quite exciting times.